the new direction that that Warner Brothers is going to take DC into. You know, I mean, but hey, you know, it's got to reincarnate somehow.
Any direction is better than.
For real, you know, that's how I be feeling about DC too.
Like Marvel's going in a bad direction, but at least they're going in a direction. DC doesn't even have a direction. They're just like
jumping. It's kind of like a jumping jack on 4th of July. You remember those? They go.
Just go.
It's The Parlor with Harrison Myles.
Now, I know you're probably getting tired of hearing this at this point so many times, but I'm going to bring out yet another very special guest. Now, this special guest is different from the others because this special guest is specially special. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to bring out the talented Los Angeles actor Alvin Forbes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! He's here! Hey. Alvin Forbes has joined me. He has entered the ENF building. Welcome to the Parlor, Alvin. Appreciate you coming by. Let me get comfy so I can look at your face.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
Oh, nothing much. I was just wondering about this hairnet.
Oh, well, the hairnet is a funny story.
Oh, okay.
Joe.
You know, I just thought y'all was, you know. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Remember, you know Joe?
Yeah.
From our skits.
Yeah.
Joe and I were doing a skit. We're doing something on the podcast the other day, and we were pretending that we were sitting on Donald Trump's face. And we had like a blonde wig right here, and I was unwrapping the wig because I hadn't opened it before, and that hairnet was in there, so I guess we left it on the headphones, so I apologize.
No, it's okay. I can dig it.
Dude, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Dude.
Straight up.
I only have the most talented people on this podcast, and we got to have you on here. Alvin Forbes, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Listen, dude, I know you've been here for a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your story here as an actor in L.A.
Oh, well, specifically as an actor in L.A., you know, it was, I came out here in, I believe, 07.
Okay.
2007.
Okay.
And, you know, before that, I'm from Chicago. So I was doing plays and things like that in Chicago and stuff.
You like stage?
Yeah. That's where I got my foundation and started everything was on the stage.
Okay, cool.
Theaters. Man, and I came out here and, you know, I had an agent and things were going good for me. I did a couple of things, you know, and then, you know, the agency dissolved. So,
oh, that sucks.
You know,
was it because of COVID?
No, it was before that. It was like one of the agents who were like my handler.
It just happened.
You know, she just retired.
Okay.
And then, you know, the company consolidated and they took the top booking actors. And at that time, I was still pretty green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, I wasn't in that upper echelon of like when they had to consolidate because they didn't have, you know.
Yeah.
They were losing like a third of their manpower as far as that company was concerned.
Damn.
You know.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of in limbo a little bit. Then I fell in love.
Oh, that's a good thing.
It was, man. It was
love is a great
fantastic thing. It was a great thing. And then I had a little girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a dad.
Yeah.
What's it like being a dad, man?
It is a trip.
Is it? How many kids?
Just one.
Just one kid?
Yeah, just one.
Wow.
She's actually in the industry as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What does she do?
She's an actress.
Dude.
Would you believe it? She's an actress.
Well, she gets the acting bug from her daddy.
She's got to get it from somewhere.
Yeah. Wow.
But, man, shout out to Mahal Naomi, you know.
Yeah.
She's
pretty
good.
Dude, you do, like, some of the characters I've seen you play, in my opinion, fucking hilarious. Like, you are so fucking funny. I'm thinking, I got to get this guy on the show. This guy is fucking hilarious.
Man, you know.
We worked on a couple skits with this guy. This guy is so fucking funny. The characters he pulls out of his ass, you just wouldn't think that he would play those characters. I mean, damn, you got a lot of energy too, dude.
Man, you know, you just got to, like, really let it rip. I don't know.
That's what you do. Bro, you got energy, though.
Oh, shit, here we go. And then you just let it
I got to say, bro,
man.
it's just, you're good. You're good, and we love having you on there. We love We love seeing what you can do. You're funny as fuck. I just can't wait for everyone else to see. All you guys to see what this guy can do.
Oh, thank you.
Funny
man.
as fuck. You like video games. You're probably my only guest. Alvin.
Let us talk
Dude,
about the video games.
I'm telling you, you're my only guest I've had on here so far that actually likes video games. I mean, I'm a huge nerd growing up. Did you tell me you had a Sega growing up? Tell me about that.
Yes, sir. I had Sonic the Hedgehog. I had,
Duh.
Man, Joe Montana football. Anybody ever know about that Joe Montana football?
That was before Madden, right?
Yes.
That was way before Madden, right?
Around the same time, but that was like the kind of flagship Sega football game.
Yeah, but wasn't remember NFL Blitz came out on 64 a little after that? Wasn't it
That
around?
was after. Yeah, that was after.
So then NFL Blitz was copying that then, right? Or they were trying to capitalize on that then, right?
I don't know which one about that one, because I remember playing NFL Blitz like in the store, like when you get right there
You're
next
talking
to
about
the
in
guy.
GameStop when they had like the end? No,
I'm
not in
talking about
GameStop.
the actually arcade.
Oh fuck! I said GameStop. This guy meant actual arcades. Oh fuck! How fucking young and dumb do I sound? All right.
No, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you would play in the actual arcades?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's got to be such a memory because you can't go anywhere to
It was
see that
like when
anymore.
I was like around in high school, man. Me and a couple of homies,
Yeah.
we get out of school, get out of football practice, and there was a certain way back in Chicago where you could take the bus to a certain train,
Okay.
and then from that train station, you and your homies could just go on their different trains. So we would take the one bus downtown. We would stop by our favorite comic book store, and then we would stop in Burger King.
Burger King.
And at the time, Burger King had NFL Blitz and NBA Jam.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You would go inside Burger King and you'd play NFL Blitz.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It was a thing.
Damn, that's cool. It was a lot more freedom back then too. Because even I remember growing up in the early 2000s. I remember. I'm not comparing it to the time you were growing up, but I'm saying even that time before technology really took a rise, I was like outside all the time. I had PlayStation 1 and Sega, but I was always splitting my time up. I was always outside, and then I had time to play video games at night. But what I'm getting at is it's like kids don't have that kind of freedom outside anymore. Like I remember I was 9 years old going out by myself in my neighborhood chilling. I'm sure you were doing the same thing. But it's like now, if you think about your 9-year-old, or if I have a 9-year-old, fuck no, they're not going on my fucking front porch. So I just think times have changed vastly from the amount of time that changed from 1920 as far as raising kids to like 1995 to the time from 95 to now 2015. It's vastly different.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and technology is to blame for that in so many ways.
Yeah.
Technology gives weird people the tools to find people, and it's that type of shit. But I feel like the safety is a big thing, is why people aren't out. Young children aren't out and about like they used to be, like we were growing up. Definitely a safety thing.
Definitely.
But going back to the arcade, so you would go to fucking Burger King. That's crazy. Wow. I can't even imagine.
Cool, man. It was cool. We used to have, big arcades and stuff like that. And oh man.
So when did GameStop come around? And were they big when they first came around?
No. Not from what I can remember.
Yeah.
It seemed like they actually just kind of exploded all at once.
I feel like around the PS3, PS2 era that kind of started coming up.
Because that's right around when you could start exchanging things.
Oh yeah, that's when people
and that's
started.
what made it really big, because you was like, oh well, let me trade this in for this and see what it's all about. And then you got these old games, you could pick them up and trade. That's when trading was real good.
Was there a play and trade here in California?
I don't know.
There was a company called Play and Trade back in South Florida. Those motherfuckers put themselves out of business. They were only around for like a few years. They had a bunch of stores. I don't know. They just popped up out of nowhere, And their big gimmick was sell us your games, we'll pay you cash for them and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that bit them in the ass so fucking hard. They were done after like 3 years. They were gone. They were like a blip on GameStop's radar. I don't know how GameStop's still around, by the way.
GameStop.
They are just
They're
floating for some reason, figuring it out. They're still around.
They're monsters, man.
Yeah, but like they've been bankrupt so many times. Like they've been in deep trouble so many times. It's like, how are they still around? I feel like they should have gone down with the Blockbuster era, but they didn't. They're like still here. They're like still knocking.
Man.
Am I crazy for thinking that?
No.
Right?
Yeah, poor Blockbuster.
I worked at
them.
Blockbuster.
Oh.
I loved that job. I loved that job. I was 21 working there. That was my favorite job in the world. I knew, dude, I could just walk and talk about movies all day.
All day.
I ended up becoming a manager at one of the stores. I worked at 3 stores to which they all closed down. And then the final store, they had nowhere to place me. They were like, well, we don't have any more stores. So
Yeah, man.
I was like, all right, peace. Blockbuster. Dude, I loved that place. So what were your favorite video games?
What really got them, though? My favorite?
Oh, what Blockbuster? What, we can go back to them. What got them? I'll tell you what got them.
Redbox
If you
and
don't
all
know.
that stuff.
What?
Like Redbox and all of that stuff.
Netflix,
Netflix,
Redbox.
oh, definitely streaming.
Netflix fucked them so hard.
Oof.
But another thing that fucked them was they would always, Blockbuster employees, myself included, we'd always waive the late fees. That's what fucked us. Because we made a lot of money off of late fees.
Mm-hmm.
So when people would come, the slightest, like the customer service, they would tell us, it would trickle down. Like if anybody argues about a late fee, waive it.
Mm.
And like that's kind of what fucked them too. Because like anybody with half a brain would go in there, and if you had like a $40 late fee and you just argue it, you're like, no, I couldn't. You just give them some bullshit. They waive it for you.
Wow.
And it's just like,
I should have used that a couple of times.
yeah, right? Yeah, working there was fun though. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I knew everybody. I knew every customer's name going in there.
That was cool, too.
I was like, hey, Mr.
They all
Johnson.
had their like little section they would come into, right?
Yep.
It's like they own little thing. You know when they come in, you know, oh, he going to horror or she going over there to romance.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
That's crazy.
Everybody, you know, we're creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would pretty much always gravitate to their own genre that they liked. However, the new releases were always big. Remember when you walk in Blockbuster, the new releases, they always had like 50 copies on the wall. And it was just like so, I remember it was just so uniform looking. I loved it because I'm the one setting that shit up at night, the night before always. But yeah, I mean, those new release days, man.
So did they let y'all pick the movie that you could play, or it was like always the
like in the
major
store?
movie? Yeah.
It varied by store, by the manager, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was on my shift, I put on whatever I wanted to. I just couldn't put on rated R movies.
Okay.
So PG-13 was like the best I could do, but I would put on like strong PG-13 movies. Like, you know.
Like, what was your favorite one to put on?
I don't even know, dude.
There's so many. That's like a hard question.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a favorite. I would just have stuff. Like, I guess like sometimes on a shift, I'd be thinking that, what do I want to watch right now? So maybe I put on like fucking Back to the Future or something.
Okay.
But the good thing about working at Blockbuster is not only can you, free of charge, rent anything you want, but like, yeah, I mean, you can watch it while you're working too, because you're working.
Cool.
It's
Now
just
that
like,
part's cool.
we're here. We're at work. This is our job, to watch and know about movies. You need knowledge of movies, so fucking watch.
Yeah.
That was a great job, dude. I loved working there so much. Man, Blockbuster. Let's talk about video games.
Yes.
Because I know that we're both huge gamers. So after you got a Sega, what'd you move on to next? And then what kind of games? Because I know you said RPGs earlier.
Yeah, it just kind of evolved into that. You know, I was playing, man. You got me thinking about so many of them now, because I remember Outrun. Is the one that just really jumps into my mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you play first-person shooters at all? I recently got into those.
I recently really got into them.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like around the Overwatch kind of era there.
You like that?
Oh man.
You like Overwatch?
Oh man. Oh dude. You know,
Ooh,
and I
look
like.
at me.
I like.
I play Overwatch. Oh, dude, I can't.
Yeah, dog. Overwatch, man.
Oh no.
I play a mean Reinhardt. You know.
I never judge you though.
Oh hey, don't worry about it.
Fuck.
Yeah. Dog.
So then, do you like Fortnite too? If you like Overwatch, it's all the same bullshit,
I really
dude.
Can't fuck with Fortnite.
You don't like it?
I don't really.
Why? What? Why? If it's the same, why don't you like
know,
Fortnite?
Something about creating reality.
What do you mean? Oh, like building the building stuff. You don't like? Oh, they don't have that in. You can't build in what's the game? What did I just say?
Overwatch.
You can't build in Overwatch?
No, because it still has rules of the physical world and stuff like
Okay.
that. But I have to admit I haven't played lately, you know, because I've been playing Warhammer.
You like Warhammer?
I like Warhammer.
Yeah. I tried to get into the Warhammer series. I know it's a huge franchise. Huge franchise. There's so many games for it. But I don't know, I just can't get into it. They don't make a game for me that I like. See, someone like me, like I'll play like Elden Ring, like open world, or I like difficult games like that.
To get back into that, it would be like Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 3.
See, the thing is, I can't even get my buddy wants me to play Baldur's Gate 3, and people that I know that I'm a gamer, they're shocked that I don't play Baldur's Gate 3 because I don't like RTSs. I don't like that real-time strategy, dude. I can't. The point and click feel to it, I can't fucking do it, bro. I can't. I can't do that point and click shit.
So
like you need or you need to move 5 spaces before you can swing your sword and connect with him. You know, I can't do that shit. I hate that. I'm more about turn-based when it's like the attack time bar goes up, then it's your time to attack. Feel me? Like Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10. Did you fuck with Final Fantasy?
I didn't really get into Final Fantasy, but I was more into Phantasy Star.
Fantasy Star wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's around when I was doing that.
Fantasy Star wasn't bad. But yeah, I mean,
man, I've jumped back and forth between Sega and Nintendo and N64 and then, the Sega Saturn and then, back over to PlayStation and then, so as the generations kind of went up and then I jumped over into PC, which is when I got into,
Say it.
Warcraft.
There it is. This man played Warcraft.
Yeah.
He probably still does. Dude, Warcraft was like an epidemic. It was crazy when it happened. I remember there was a stigma attached to it. If you knew someone that played Warcraft, not only were they probably a virgin, but they were also probably 400 pounds. And that was the stigma. Like, that's just what it was in like 2007, 2008. And it's just like, I didn't get into it myself. I couldn't. And then some of these characters sell for like 50 grand.
Oh, yeah.
100 grand. You could like build this character, like put all this effort into it, and then sell it, the account for like that's crazy to me.
It's crazy.
If I put I wish I could sell an Elden Ring character. I'd be a gajillionaire, bro. Are you kidding me?
Hey man, it was just like I don't know what it was about World of Warcraft, and I'm talking like the first years, like you talking 07, 08, 09, 010. Oh, I mean 010.
010.
Yeah, 010.
Yeah, it was big. It was big. It was a lot.
And the thing was I had buddies like in real life that we just kind of like it was like a dirty little secret. It was like, you play? I was like, oh shit, you play? Well, what realm you on?
It was like it was almost like because back then being gay was kind of shunned too, so it was almost like you had to treat it as like a gay thing. It's almost like, oh shit, hey, I'm secretly gay, but I also secretly play World of Warcraft. It was like on the same level.
Man,
dude, that's fucked up.
It was that secret. Oh shit, let me get some water.
Get some water, dude. World of Warcraft. I kind of wish I got into it, but at the same time, I'm glad I never did. I feel like I would be vastly different as a human being if I did get into it.
You'd be fucked up,
yeah,
dog.
Right?
You'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
Because that shit was like a time warp. That's what me and my buddy used to say. It was like, fuck, we've been playing this shit for 24 hours straight.
And I had no self-control with video games as it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. 24 hours straight.
24 hours straight.
How could a video game be so interesting for so long?
I don't know, but they did. It was crack.
I know. How could World of Warcraft have gotten you so immersed
Oh,
for
man.
such an amount of time?
It was so good.
I think people died playing that game. There's like so much shit.
Maybe it was that good. Oh, damn.
Oh my god. So tell me about the character you made
Woo!
then. Tell me about your World of Warcraft characters.
I used to play this priest. Now, right around this time was when the Dark Crusade, the Burning Crusade came out.
Was that like an expansion or something?
It was an expansion. It was like, oh shit, this is the first time they've,
Burning
launched
Crusade,
this
is that
big expansion?
Burning
And at the
Crusade, is that like
time-
old school?
Yeah.
So only old school Warcraft knowers will know Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
All right,
and
cool.
when
Shout out.
Illidan came out and shit.
Shout out old school
he
World of
was
Warcraft players.
released and shit, and fucking you had to, go through Karazhan, which was one of my favorite dungeons, because I played a healing priest, named Gromish.
You named him.
I named him.
Gromish. Spell it.
No.
Do it.
Nope.
I'll spell it. Tell me if I'm right. Gromish.
It was 2 M's. Because,
Oh, Gromish.
when
I
I
like
wanted
that.
when I wanted to first do it, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had already had the name. So, you be trying to put
Oh,
little
yeah.
extra letters and shit in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he
It's a
was
good name.
a troll priest.
A troll priest healer named Gromish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember farming up my my priest garb, so to speak. Man, I can't even remember this shit. It was dope.
It was a
dope.
lifestyle, though. No
It was
doubt.
a lifestyle, man. See, I was really all about getting the different kinds of mounts. Cause then they was introducing flying and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. They didn't always have
They
flight.
didn't always have They didn't always have mounts where you could fly and shit. But I had never like really gotten to those bigger dungeons with my character before this expansion came out.
So this gave you the opportunity to do
So
that.
this gave me the opportunity to kind of leapfrog and just kind of level up a little bit.
And then it was over after that.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I meant it was over in like in a sense where your life just went down. It was just like your life was World of
It was like,
Warcraft.
yeah, man. Damn. I remember going to the internet cafe
Oh shit! The internet cafe.
to play this fucking game.
Yeah. How long were you there?
Oh God.
Did they
Like-
close up shop? They're like, sir, you need to leave.
Yeah. That's what they used to do. And it was silly. I knew I should have been doing other things, but I was playing this motherfucking game.
Nah, bro. You should have been doing that exactly. That's what
It
led you
filled
here,
me
brother.
with such joy.
This is exactly why you led you to this moment in
man.
time. This has been bothering me the entire time
What the
we've
fuck
been
is
on this.
that?
I don't know why. I'm just a weird person. This little lint that's been on your pants has
What
just been
is that,
bothering me.
man?
It's just a little piece of lint.
Was that from the kitty cat? What
No,
the
it's
fuck
not
is
from the
that?
cat. I don't know what this
She's
is.
a cool cat. I'm not gonna
Anyway.
blame it on the cat.
When it came to Warcraft,
Ooh.
did you have like a ton of friends you were playing with,
Yes.
and y'all were just always in it?
Yeah. I don't want to name drop.
No, you don't
know
have to
what I'm
do
saying?
that.
Blow them up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joey Bybee.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was cool.
So, what's like the highest level you got your character, and did you ever
I had
sell
some
him?
60s, and then I bumped up. I was always around when the 60s was the level cap, and then it went up to 70, and then it went up to 80, and then it went up to 90, and then the Frozen Throne. I think that was around when the Frozen Throne came out, where fucking Arthas had came back and fucking started rising up the armies of the dead and shit going around the world. So
When it
yeah,
gets
I
real
was-
sci-fi-y.
Yeah, man, it was dope.
Yeah. You were telling me something earlier about sci-fi and culture. Do you want to repeat that or no?
Oh man, look, 80s.
I think that's a very
sci-fi
interesting
culture,
topic that we
you
should
know
talk
how-
about.
You know how that goes.
So let's talk about it.
Woo, that was the best of times, man.
Yeah, but you were showing something about it contrasting with a certain culture and stuff. You said liking the sci-fi and all that, but then also growing up in the hood.
Oh
About
yeah,
that, yeah.
it was real. I don't know, cliche, man. They was like.
But that's like,
It wasn't a whole lot of sci-fi, but then again there was, because like I had my brother.
yeah.
he would bring me books and stuff, and we would read those books. Like the one that I can truly remember is On a Pale Horse.
On a Pale
You know,
Horse.
we were kind of talking about
Big
that.
book.
Yeah, man. It was dope. And then I had my favorite cousin, and he introduced me to Dragonlance, you know, Mark Rice and Tracy Hickman. So I had those books. And then we was getting movies like Conan.
Oh,
you know,
dude.
That's when the original came
Oh,
out.
dude.
And then, you know, he turned right around and Predator started coming out and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, I
Conan
don't
was
know.
good.
I just got these fond memories of these arcades, you know, playing Space Harrier. You know.
That's an oldie.
Oh man, so oldie and the goodie.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really
But
have those.
if it wasn't for that shit like that, none of what we have today would probably be present.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the pioneering of gaming,
I believe that 100%.
right?
100%.
Yeah. In a way, like, that shit is so necessary.
It was like, wow.
And
You
it
know what
we
I'm
may
saying?
look back on it now, and it may look like shit now, but at that point, it was just like the greatest
It
thing
was
that had
super dope,
graced
man.
humans.
It was super dope. You know, now we do have the PS5. Like I saw your PS5. Hey.
Yeah, got it right there in the green room.
Yeah,
PS5 and
man.
Xbox. Got the
And
Switch
the
too.
Xbox. See, having both of them, that's
Three.
like, oh yeah, and the Switch.
Yeah.
I saw the Switch over there,
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
gotta
yeah.
have the games when because I pull inspiration from that, like for my writing. I really like movies are great for inspiration, but video games gives me something different than movies gives me. So I can really pull and really just gather a lot of inspiration and fuel from playing games and immersing myself in that.
And you know, it's funny you say that because you can kind of see that the next kind of round of sci-fi is going to be focused in the gaming world.
Guess what? That's so funny you said that.
know.
It's so funny that you know that. I'm writing a feature currently that is I can't give too much away, but it's kind of like it's connected to a video game in a way. And that's just I see like sci-fi is definitely taking a specific direction. I like the direction it's going. I do like it because
There's some
it's more
fantastic stories and you know,
Yeah.
depth of stories. in
yeah,
all
it's
of those.
more room for more depth and fantastical storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like you're familiar with Elden Ring?
Yes.
Do you know the lore of it, the story of it, and all that?
I don't.
It's so deep and intertwined. It just, I mean, it was co-created by George R.R. Martin, the guy who wrote Game of Thrones. He co-created that,
Oh man, A Song of Fire and Ice, man.
right? Yeah, he co-created that with oh my god, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm not getting it. But they like he went so deep in this lore and story, and it's just like I use that for inspiration so much. I've never heard of anything that was just so fantastical and deep and almost infinite at the same time. They crafted like an almost infinite story, like Star Wars I would call, and like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, I would call those infinite stories. I would call those infinite stories. You can literally make any kind of movie and it will hold its own based off a character within that world. And I think that's what really creates a universe's longevity for eternity.
Especially if you stay. Oh man, I'm finna get all. You know, this is about. Especially if you stay true to the author's intention. You know what I'm saying?
And that hasn't been the case lately.
It hasn't, which is, you know.
Which is why we're also out here at ENF doing what we're doing, bro. And
that's right.
I know I was talking on the phone the other day, and you told me you just knew that I had more up my sleeve other than modern society.
I just knew.
Dude.
Didn't I tell you? And you're like, well. I was like, see?
Fun stuff coming up, dude.
Yeah.
We got big plans. Yeah, my company's one of the ones spearheading the change out here where we're prioritizing our passion for the work over making money. Because when you prioritize making money over the creative side, the quality takes a fucking deep dive because you're only thinking about the money. You're not bringing on real talent. You're bringing on people that care about the money. So what we're doing is we're re-raising the bar. We're bringing quality back We work with people like yourself
man.
that are passionate and truly talented, Alvin. This is what this is about, you know, because in 20 years, we're going to be the ones calling the shots and running the business and running the cultural everything. So,
That's dope,
so
man.
we need
I
to
applaud
be
you on
all on the same page, all in the same boat together, which we are. That's why I like to say all of us out here, all the actors out here in LA, none of us are competing against one another. We're all together. We're all in the same boat together. Because in 20 years, in 10, 15 years, 20 years, we're going to be the ones doing it. It's not going to be De Niro. It's not going to be Jim Carrey. Their time is done almost. You know, it's our time now. So this is why I'm trying to build this community so we're all on the same page together and we're all just one cohesive Hollywood is just pretty much one cohesive thing. I mean, there's always that independent and that mainstream, but I'm trying to build a bridge between them where it's kind of like anybody can choose from all the above. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll all be quality.
Yeah.
So we're doing great. We're doing great things out here, man. Fucking happy to have you aboard too.
I mean, I'm happy to be aboard, man. Like I told you, man. I think it was like when we were on that initial interview, you was like, "Hey, so what made you, you pick us, or kind of go after this, and do you like often just like, just go through selecting?" And I was like, "No."
I ask everybody that.
I was like, I saw what you guys were doing, and I'm like, let's. I'll audition for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little long in the tooth to kind of just do the shotgun effect.
Feel you.
For where I feel like I am.
Yeah. As an actor.
As an actor.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're a talented motherfucker,
I was
so.
like, no, I really want to work with these guys right here, man. I see where you're going. So.
And we're
like
going,
I told
bro.
you, man, I knew you had some things up your sleeve. The force is strong with this one. Yeah, see, I was like, okay.
I almost got a Star Wars tattoo, but I didn't.
I know, man.
Star Wars is fucking... It was amazing up until recent years, in my opinion. You want to talk about it?
I agree, man.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, once again, when you get that far away from the creator or the author's intention, then it gets wonky.
Wonky is a very nice word. You're a nice man for using that word.
Say,
I wouldn't have been that pleasant. I wouldn't use the word wonky.
But you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just boiling my blood thinking about it. Dude.
Me too, man. Me too.
Because certain franchises, they deserve so much more than what they get nowadays.
And in that particular instance, I do feel like there's a certain strain of things that Star Wars still has something with.
Oh yeah.
It
still has,
because the Andor series. Did you see the Andor series?
It's like they're trying to make not a big deal about it because they don't want it to be a big deal because it doesn't represent the message they're trying to send. But they hate the fact that it's their best Star Wars project they have out right now.
Man.
They hate it. That's why they're giving us season 2. They're like, fine, shut up.
That series there.
And they might even fuck up season 2 just to spite us.
Please don't do that.
Hey, man, it's already done, so we'll see what happens. Dude, Andor is real. Andor is what the Star Wars direction should have been the entire time. It is real. It is gritty. These are adults. These are adults with power and money and weapons. What do you think they're going to do?
Man, shout out to Andor.
While everyone's entitled to their own opinion, I also do believe that when it comes to certain beloved franchises, they need to be very careful and stick to what is true to that franchise's roots. And they need to really single out what helps it retain its individuality. If not, it's going to fall into obscurity or become a completely hated franchise across the board. Hello? Lady, wake the fuck up! Anyway, it just gets me upset because I have such a love for Star Wars and for Marvel And that's not it. But I have such a love for franchises that were made. These people that made these franchises, Stan Lee, all these people that put so much effort into handcrafting a world and a universe and characters, and then for them to get twisted and turned to fit the mold of what present culture is supposed to, what people want present culture to look like. I just don't think that's how you capitalize on a franchise.
Yeah, because those stories are, just like you said, they're trying to take that initial story and twist it into something else. And it can't, because that's what made the initial story so good.
Right?
Those stories have to be those stories. They need to come up with some new stories.
To expand. You can expand.
Yeah, to expand.
Do not
Instead
alter.
Of trying to, and that's where you get away from the kind of author's intention or the creator's intention, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like, man, that's just so sad.
But what they do is they'll do that typically, I guess, when the author dies. Like, fucking Stan Lee's dead. So they're doing whatever they're doing. I mean, he was alive when they were doing it, but he had already given reins over. I mean, Lucas is alive right now, but he gave the reins over. You know what I mean?
He gave the reins.
He sold his soul for a nice check, and I can't say anything about that because I don't know what I would do in his position. Maybe he had his fun with it, and he saw that he was out of steam, and he wanted to give it. I don't know, but they brought him back. He works with them now.
Yeah, I saw somewhere where he was like, I gotta pay this crew to take these chances on these other things that I know people aren't really gonna like. And
Lucas doesn't agree with the direction Disney took.
Does not.
He went out and flat and say he does not agree with the direction.
He does not.
He said he wrote the first 6 movies, and as far as he's concerned, that's Star Wars. That's what he said. Not my words, his words.
Yeah, he also said that, he had still given like ideas and directions for where things should be.
And they did not take his advice or ideas. Even though he's the fucking creator.
Yeah.
Like what? Oh, because they know better.
The depth and the arc of the story as you would hear him talk about it, it's just like, no, they wasn't listening. I've been playing some Warhammer. That's why I have faith in Henry Cavill.
Really?
And what he's going to create.
Well, Henry Cavill is a gamer.
That's right.
If he attaches his name to anything, dude, anything game adaptation-wise, you better believe he's going to make sure that it's going to be true. Because we know games, and we know it has to stay true. And he is an actor who puts his foot down, and I commend that man. He stepped away from The Witcher, dude. He stepped away from The Witcher because it wasn't being true to the books and the games he had followed.
There we go.
Dude, I love that man for that. That is not only an actor.
That's gangster.
But that's a fucking gangster.
That's gangster.
And that's a fucking gamer, dude. Like,
that's gamer. Well, yeah, this was after, what happened with him in The Witcher.
Yeah.
And then, again, the new direction that that Warner Brothers is going to take DC into, I mean, but hey, it's got to reincarnate somehow.
Any direction is better than...
For real, that's how I be feeling about DC too. Because I'm like, they just don't really understand the mark of where they should
Marvel
go.
Is going in Marvel's going in a bad direction, but at least they're going in a direction. DC doesn't even have a direction. They're just like
jumping. It's kind of like a jumping jack on 4th of July. You remember those? They go. Yeah, man.
Oh man, it's like it's a cool show for a second, and then
and then it fizzes out. But I'm telling you, man, I do have hope for them, man, because
I don't know what it is. I've always loved DC.
The direction I've always thought that they should go into was the Joker, so I'm ready for part 2.
You and I are on the same page about that because DC, I've always said this. DC is they should have been crushing Marvel from the start just because they're not competing against Marvel. Marvel's more family light. DC should have been dark, adult the entire time, like from day one. And if DC would have stuck to their guns on that, DC would have been eating Marvel alive, spitting them out, and then eating them again. Like, that's what would happen.
Shout out to the Dark Knight series, man.
That's what I'm saying, but they're afraid. And if they would have just taken kind of that direction, Yeah, the Joker is definitely the new. He's the new. The Joker's the new flagship for DC. However, DC's been in denial about it for years because they don't want to acknowledge it because
I'm telling you.
they want that. They still think that bright,
They don't need
crazy
to do, that's
family,
not their
bright
lane.
happiness
No,
bullshit.
That's not
That ain't
their
That ain't
lane.
DC. That's Disney Marvel.
That's right.
You know,
that's
so they just need to
right.
know that they are a little darker.
Get dark.
Not every movie has to be R, but every movie has to have adult themes.
Get dark.
Yes.
Get dark.
And it's like, I'm just telling you, if every movie was similar to the Joker, it doesn't even have to be
Get
that
dark.
dark or fucked up. It's just like DC is undoubtedly
You know, it's
they have a
just
black
beautifully
cloud over their
done.
head.
Oh man.
They're
it was
just
so
a
beautifully
gloomier
done.
franchise, and I love that.
Yes.
But they're not acknowledging it themselves. And that's the fucked up part. They're trying to be too much. They're trying to cater to that younger audience, but it ain't going to work. It never will.
That's just not your lane.
Batman 2 is coming out
Is it the
With
Batman?
with Pattinson again.
Okay.
He did well, I think.
Okay.
I liked what he did. And
You know,
I
I
don't
like that direction too. I can
Yeah.
take that. I can take that
there's a little
too.
change happening. They're slowly but surely going in that direction,
Yeah.
but it's going to take them a
I
minute.
dig that one too. Yeah.
And then you know how they trashed the Batgirl movie, right? Did you know that?
Well, I
They
didn't
made-
really
HBO
hear a whole
made
lot
one,
about it.
Warner
Who was
Brothers.
going to be?
It was going to be HBO. It was going to be on HBO exclusive. $90 million. I forgot who played Batgirl, but Brendan Fraser was the villain. Brendan Fraser was the villain. He played Firefly. They paid $90 million to make that movie. It never saw the light of day. They trashed it.
Wow. What does that
DC is
tell you?
like-
What happened? That
DC
just-
is like,
that
we
tells you,
can't show
we
this.
can't do that.
They're like, we can't show this.
Yeah.
That's how
see,
bad.
They understood that it was wrong.
Think about all the the piece of shit stuff that DC's put out, and then think about the idea that they trashed Batgirl. Think about how bad it would have been, you know, or maybe good. Fans are, you know, there's speculation that it may have
yeah.
actually been good, and then fans have been trying to get their
I don't
hands on a
know.
copy.
I don't know, because the fans of
locked.
today, we different. They different.
There's speculation that it could have been somewhat decent because there's been people that have said that they were at the preview for it because there's been some viewings of it by the studio execs and all that. There's been some trickles down saying that people were there at the preview for it and they said it got mixed reviews, not horrible, but they still ended up pulling the plug on it.
See, that's why you gotta. I mean, without us even knowing what was going on, you can't. It's really got to stick to some good story.
Yes, stick to the good story,
Stick to
and
the
don't
good story.
just give the people what you think they want. You should give them what's true to the character
Stick to the story.
and the roots, because
The
people
story's
like
already there.
yeah, the story's already there.
It's already there.
Yeah, just leave it to the actors, man. They'll do it. They'll do their job.
They'll get it done.
Yeah, and we need the right director in there too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what's in store for DC, but
It's
and
a
I feel like Sony is
very-
gonna start. So I feel like Sony's gonna pull Spider-Man any day now,
It's a very weird.
because you know
place.
Marvel doesn't own Spider-Man. Sony owns it
No,
still.
yeah,
They're just in
Sony
a
still owns
they're in a little
Spider-Man.
they're holding hands right now.
And that's kind of like the same thing with kind of like an X-Men relaunch. You know,
Well,
Marvel
because
can't
well,
really
no,
relaunch
Fox did sell to Marvel. I
them.
think.
Did they?
I think Fox did sell the rights to X-Men. I think they did. I
Yeah.
think Spider-Man might be one of the only Marvel characters that Marvel doesn't own.
Mm.
And there's Spider-Man. It's funny because Spider-Man's the only Marvel movie that makes money, and it's not even fucking Marvel's.
Yeah.
It's Sony's. Sony could pull out anytime they want, and Marvel would be caught with their pants
Too
down.
much money. It's too
Sony
much
doesn't
money.
need it, bro. It's Sony. They've got Spider-Man.
Yeah. They own, hey.
They're working on Venom. They're working on Venom 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they keep making Venom movies. And they're just gonna keep rating them PG or PG-13 or whatever, and keep gearing them towards 10-year-olds. I don't know. It's Venom. I mean, what is the name is not a nice
Venom,
name. Venom kills you. Venom, he eats
there's
people.
so many other stories that could be really, really good and fun and cool to go down in the DC lane. You know what I'm saying? No hate on Venom and all of that, but I'm saying that there are so many other cool DC stories.
Marvel. Venom is Marvel.
Well, oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get
See,
what you're
I'm
saying.
still on DC, man.
I know, because we want them to do well.
I want them to do so well.
I know, I love DC. I want them to do well. They have so many great characters
I
that can
want
be
them to do
capitalized.
so well.
They have so many great characters. Aquaman's not one of them.
There are some other lanes that they could go down that
Yeah,
would
they have much better
be
characters
way
than
cooler.
Aquaman.
You know.
Which, like, the whole movie I've heard they just stand around underwater. Which, first of all,
I haven't seen it, to tell you the truth.
I haven't
even
either,
seen
and I
it,
won't.
You know,
I'm sorry.
there are other
I know
things
I know I look like Jason Momoa's goofy brother,
that-
but I won't watch my brother's movie.
Oh shit, that's fucked up, but it's funny. That shit's good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. So, I don't know, dude. I've got such great hope for DC, and I still they'll just keep making bad shit, and I'll just keep rooting for them. They're
You
underdogs.
know,
They're underdogs.
man, we can make up some fucking stories.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's what I seen in you. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna have some shit.
Oh dude, it's gonna be great.
We're gonna have some shit. Cause I got some shit I want to share with you too, and it's gonna be fucking. Oh,
Well, you want to wait until after the podcast, or you want to lay it on me
man.
now?
Oh man, I just you know, cause I've been writing myself, and I didn't know how to like put pieces and shit together, and you know,
Let's talk about it.
after meeting you,
I'll fucking
I've seen
bro.
some of my characters.
Let's
kinda
do it
come to
together. I'll
life,
help you with shit, bro.
You know,
I'm ready.
so I'm like, yeah, man, I got some shit to share with you.
Oh yeah, dude. I just love creating and collaborating, of course, with other creative minds. So, 100%, bro. I'm there for it. You've been writing a
know,
lot.
That's what yeah, I've been trying to. I have to like kind of slow my mind down a little bit, so I can just focus on one of these stories that I'm doing. Because I'm like, I don't know. You know, I've never been a writer before. I've only been an actor.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just start writing some of this stuff down. I've been reading this book called The Artist's Way, and you know, doing this exercise called morning papers, and you know, you just put the pen on the pad and then you write for 3 pages longhand and don't stop, and just let whatever ideas or thoughts that's in your head, you just get them out. But that started to
That
help
helps.
me, you know, get
Yes.
morning thoughts out of my head. And then so later on in the day, I can like really sit down and order my thoughts.
That's great.
So, and those thoughts have been like pages. You know, I'll write a page here to this story and then getting ideas I'm going throughout my day and, you know, doing my dad duty.
Yeah.
You
of
know what I'm
course.
saying?
Absolutely.
Get my daughter ready for school and get her lunch and, you know, waking her up and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then trying to, you know, get my little workout on and stuff. And then, you know, do acting exercises.
course.
And then I'm like, fuck, now I got to go pick her up. So,
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
I talked to you the other day, and you were in acting classes.
yeah, yeah,
That's
man.
awesome, man.
I
Good
stay
for
in
you.
classes, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like.
You're that good, and you're still taking
yeah,
classes.
yeah,
Look at
man,
you.
I stay in classes, man. You know, it's just fantastic, man. You got to exercise. It's like a muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
It is a
The
muscle.
skill is like a muscle.
It is.
So I just,
So when you're writing, are
You
you
know.
writing in screenplay format, or are you just writing thoughts down?
screenplay format,
Nice.
you know.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
good.
really like I'll get a scene for something. I'm like, oh, just let me, you know, I'll longhand it out. Or, you know, the fucking technology now takes over your fucking life. So, you know, if I'm out doing something somewhere, I'm like, oh, let me, you know, put this down in the notes.
Yeah. The notes
You
are
know,
huge
I'm
for
just
me.
trying to get the idea.
Oh yeah, you got to get the
I'm just
idea.
trying to catch the idea, catch
Can't
the
lose it.
idea, catch the idea.
You can't lose it.
And I'm like, damn, that's okay. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Or that might suck. But whatever it is, I just get the idea
You have to.
so that I can then go back later and I'll like read it and I'll like figure if it works for this project, this project, this project. So I'm like real scatterbrained like that right now as far as my writing is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I stay in my acting class and do that particular muscle, those exercises,
Fuck
try
yeah.
to keep those going. Yeah, man.
So how much
and-
would you say you've written so far? Do you feel that? Was that your foot, or was that a mini earthquake?
No, that was my foot.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Sometimes I
fucking
feel like a
energy.
little bit.
That was the fucking energy right there.
Oh,
My
that's what
fucking
that
daughter
was.
and my wife be talking about that shit too. They be like, dude. I I'm like, what? It's like, do you
No, that's cool. I just
do you
thought
like want to go do some jumping jacks in the corner?
sometimes I
and
feel a little bit
shit?
tremors here sometimes, so I thought that was it.
No, man, that was me and my fucking foot.
So
Man, my
what would you say
auntie
when
used
you're
to do
writing?
that
Like
shit
how
too.
much what would you say you've
I
got
do
so
like,
far?
you know, a page here, a page there,
Yeah.
or something like that, or other ones would just be ideas and stuff like that. Like I use cell text, like as for a script
Yeah, I know
format.
cell text.
So
I don't use cell text.
you know, I have an episode here, an episode there. I have
Yeah.
this.
So are you?
I have this fantasy D&D. Well, not D&D, but it's a high
sexual fantasy D&D?
No.
Oh, good.
No, not
Don't be
that
talking to
one.
me about that.
I'm a nerd, so you know I was really talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
So what would you write of it? Like, what'd you make?
So there was this campaign that I did for my characters, and we're all kind of like in the industry, and you know, writers and directors and stuff like that, and performers. So, you know, I was the dungeon master.
Fuck
by
yeah,
the
dude.
way.
Oh shit. I would
yeah.
love to be a dungeon master one day.
Yeah, man, I could
Fuck.
fucking run a table, bro.
I could come up with
I
some
could fucking
shit,
run
bro.
a table, bro.
You know Dan Harmon?
Uh,
Creator of Rick and Morty,
yes.
big
yes,
white beard right now.
Yes.
So Dan Harmon loves D&D as well.
Straight up.
He created a television show. It aired like 5-6 years ago. It runs for 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's got structure, but it's improv, and it's basically he doesn't call it that, but he sits down with his friends and plays D&D, and they put it in like cartoon format. It's called Harmon. It's like I watched it and I love it, and I can't believe Harmon Quest. It's like, oh, I didn't know it.
Quest.
It's called Harmon Quest. It's literally his last name plus with the word quest. So Dan Harmon, yeah, and the game master is Spencer. What the fuck's his name? Spencer Crittenden. He's the game master. This is the crew. But these are the people and then he has a guest every episode that comes on. He's got great guests, dude. And again, it's D&D. So you got the game master doing the thing, and but it's like these talented professionals too. So they're funny as fuck, dude. And it's like drawn out in cartoon, but then it also cuts to them sitting at the table in front of a live audience. It's cool. I'm surprised it never like blew the fuck up. Good show. Harmon Quest, 2 seasons.
Damn.
Watch it.
I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah, you
that
gotta
out.
watch it, and we gotta talk about it.
I'm gonna have shit to talk about next time.
Yeah, it's fun.
For sure.
Next time, you ain't coming back next time.
What the fuck you mean?
We're not having you back.
Shit.
We don't like you. Nah, you're great. We'll have you back. I guess this could be a good spot to end it. What do you think?
I mean, it could be, man. What, you trying to kick me out or shit?
I ain't trying to kick you out, but you know.
I thought we was cool. We was talking about.
Oh, we're
fucking
cool,
nerdy
and I'm
shit.
definitely having you back on as a repeating offender.
Oh, I like that shit.
But for now,
Only time.
maybe get the fuck out
Oh, what the?
and don't let the door hit you on the way out.